what you choose to believe you're delivered into. Just try and deny it. No, that's okay. Hey, once I give it, you can deny it all you want, but if you don't deny it, you get to use it. Otherwise, it uses you as you think you are. And I hear people all the time, the world's going to hell in a basket. Just let go of the basket.
You said something earlier, and I want to go back to it because I know that there's going to be questions about it. You stated that God has given up his memory, and the memories that he's given up is remembering that he's you. So God operating in each one of us, but most of us don't understand or know our identity. And it goes back to what Mr. Lindell said earlier. God has given up his memory and he's acting and living as you.
Well, the thing of it is, just remember you were given by God. That God gave you, choose this day. If you're complaining about the day, well, then you're just a lousy chooser. That's all. Because you are choosing your day. Aware or unaware, you're choosing your day. I'm telling you that that's exactly what you're doing. Whether you're aware of it or not, I'm aware that that's what you're doing. And you should be aware of what you're doing because that's your life you're experiencing. I said a lot, but yeah, I see some people. I could see a mother and said, what did he say? And then I said, and then I'll say, can you repeat that? No, man, that was a while ago. That's gone already. I believe me, I ain't doing this from memory. This is coming through me, not to me. Oh, what do you too? You're out on it's there. Went away again. All these little things keep popping up in here. It says show desktop. Huh. Okay. I see desktop.
You know, you were saying about the little things popping up. Isn't that how life is? You know, we talked about programming, how all these things are trying to get your attention. And it goes back to those little things that just keep popping up.
Yeah. But the thing of it is, if you start watching what you're saying to yourself and the alarm goes off, after a while, you'll be even unconscious of it at the moment. Suddenly, you'll catch what you're doing, that you're setting yourself up for a problem. Because if you see the problem taking place, that means that's what you're thinking about, and you're going to be involved because you're thinking about it. There's no way around it. Very simple. It's stated very simply, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That so you can change what you're thinking about moment by moment. And actually that's what you do, but it's a back and forth. You're not staying with the same program that you just admitted to right there. That's what I believe you'll say. But then again, it gets chopped away at little pieces. See, that actually you don't really believe it. You want to. I know I understand wanting to, because I just wandered around for years wanting to. But that wanting means that's what you get, more wanting. And year after year I still have plenty of wanting. But I have it. Thank you, Father. That's the way Jesus prayed. Because he knew he didn't have to explain it to God. He didn't have to tell him how to get it done. He knew all he had to do was just think it, and he knew it. And that's the way it works. It works that way with you right here, right now. But you have to believe it. And that's what you want to work on is your belief. If you know about it, that's great. That's a starting place. First you have to know about it. Well, we just told you about it. So I know you know about it. So see, now you have the starting gate. Now get going. Because it's your life. It's your life. It is exactly as you think you are, you do, you have, you be. So if you're thinking lovely and of good report, then that's what you'll be experiencing. But you have to keep it in mind constantly. As at first, at least, you have to really, really tackle yourself to make sure you're holding that mood, because that's what it is. You go through all kinds of moods during the day, but the thing of it is, are you choosing any of them? Just look at the faces that are around you, and you'll know what you'll know you're a hit or a miss. That's so. Yeah, just remember that what you choose to believe, you're just automatically delivered into. Automatic. See? So if you were thinking of something lovely and of good report, and you maintain that thought for a while, you'd be delivered into that. You see, this whole play for the whole planet is I am that. What you believe about that statement, that's what you are, that's what you do, that's what you have, that's what you be. And until you change it, it'll go on and on. Like I say, if you die a ding dong, you get to play ding dong again. Well, a few things, you did pick up a few things this lifetime. And thank God for that you picked up something. So it's going to be a little better the next time. But just that little better, though. So if you want to make it a little better, even bigger and bigger, you have to do so by watching what you're thinking feelingly about generally most of the time. You're always on. Understand, you're always on. To subconscious mind, there's no break at all. You're on even when you're asleep, because your dreams affect you too. Even if you don't remember them, just like the conversations you're having with yourself, you don't remember, but you're still experiencing it because it's what you're doing. See, you're the one having the dream, so that counts too. And you can have the dream that you want to dream at night. You can actually choose. I can choose a time, date, and be there. And you're there. And it's it feels just as real as this does. Because it is real. When you're there, this is a dream. When you're here, that's a dream. But it's just different states of consciousness. It's all still the dream. But you can move around. See, yeah, like the lady said, well, you expect us to be like monks? Come on. She said, well, yeah, well, what a life they live. No. It's just the other way around. They see you as wasting your life. You see, they can come and go as they want. You're stuck. As long as you hang on to the attitude that you have right now, you're stuck with it. No one can even take it away from you. You can't even sell it. Not that anyone would need to buy it. They probably got plenty of their own. But that's what you're doing. You're cleaning house. Yeah. If you're sitting there thinking, cleaning house, really looking at how you see different departments of your life and the people in that, what are you judging them fairly or not? Or why are you judging them at all? See, you ask yourself these questions, but then you got to be honest with yourself with the answers. Now, what sense is it to do it if you're not going to be honest with yourself? Because all denial is self-denial. And if you're lying to yourself, you're just denying yourself. No one else even needs to know that you're lying to yourself, but you do. And it's what you do. That's what you're doing. You do. You do. Oh, I'll tell you. I have you seen that Naked and Afraid?
I have.
Well, I liked it when it had just the couples.
Yeah.
The group, no, not that, no.
I agree.
But the couple, because there, you see, you see them when they come in, and then a couple of them, the next day or day after that, they're gone. Get that thing out of here. You see, people put themselves into situations they're not ready for. See, if you're dreaming up monsters, that's putting yourself in a situation you're not ready for. But you can't call timeout. Only you can call timeout, but you can't call timeout in the drama. But you can change your mind and change. We're told that worshiping God is using His gifts. Aren't we told that? So that must mean they're telling you already have them. See, you already have them. No, you're not waiting to get them to. Well, you're good. Even God, I don't know if God could put up for that long. but but the thing of it is, they are going to think we're crazy, Actually, you're in control. Believe me. Isn't that true? They are in control because you were given control. See, complete control. Choose this day. That was just right there. And the thing of it is that you are doing that. See, but what mood are you in? See, if you're doing the choosing when you're in a rotten mood, I don't need to tell you what you'll get. Come on. It's as within, so without. And I like to see him smiling. See, see, he's smiling. See? And that's what I like to see everybody doing. Because if you're not happy, you're not going to be smiling. Or you might put on. I always like watching the old movies and the people lighting a cigarette. They don't smoke, and you could tell the ones who don't smoke, and you could tell the ones who. But that was the tobacco putting pressure, or maybe to get them to make everybody smoke, and everybody smoked. I smoked too. I did. Yeah, 25 years.
Okay.
But and it was comical the way that it happened. I went over, I had been to the deli just around the corner there, but put a quarter down and got my cigarettes. Then the next day I was by there, and I thought, well, as long as I'm here, I'll go, get one, so I don't have to go back up. And I put it down, and he got the cigarettes out, and he's finding out. He said, well, actually, it's 35 cents. Yesterday it was 25 cents. Today it's 35 cents. Yep. I just picked up my quarter, and I said, well, that's enough for me. I hadn't smoked them since. But you see, that's you have to gain a discipline with yourself and your own thinking, just like that. That you're going to say, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be so. Just telling you that. Look at the things you could decree to be so that you really desire, but you're not doing so. You receive not because you don't do that. If you would do that, you would receive, and then you would be asking for more and more and more. But that's okay too. That's okay too. I mean, he says whatsoever. That's I've looked that up, and it means exactly that, whatsoever. So you have an open door. You have an escape. To the Lord belongs escape. You have an escape from all this nonsense, and yet you can be right in the middle of it, but be in the world, but not to be of the world. That's you see, even that causes great questions with people. Yeah, you have a body, and the body is very demanding, and very demanding, and you have to take care of it. So you're involved to that degree in the world, but you don't have to take on all the suggestions that they're handing out. You're supposed to discern them, and to discern them, you have to take time to sit in the silence to discern what am I thinking about? Why am I thinking this? Why is this happening? If he's telling me that thinking makes it so, then somewhere over here, I made a suggestion to myself, and I'm over here. I'm now expressing that suggestion. So there's the secret of desired change right there. Right with you, right there, right then and there. And if you change your mind, then it'll happen. But don't be double-minded. In other words, 5 minutes later saying, oh, I wonder if they're working. No, it ain't. If you're wondering, and it's your dream, then no, it ain't working. And it ain't gonna work until you work it. And you are working it. You are working the whole show. You're actually being God right here. You're thinking and you're creating. You're feeling and you're creating. Right? What? I don't know what. Ask yourself what. I mean, that's all we're trying to get you to do. All we're trying to get you to do here is to question yourself. Not the people around you. Question yourself. Because it's as you think you are, not how they think. That unless you pick up on what they're thinking, and then you're thinking it too. But you want to be careful about that. What might be okay and might work for them, it may not work for you. So you want to, there again, that little contemplation, meditation we keep talking about, that it is actually ongoing. Even if you don't know you're doing it, it's ongoing, because it's the nature of thinking and feeling, being what? If you just keep asking yourself, what am I thinking about? Because you can choose to believe, you can choose not to believe. Why is it such a problem? Because we make it so. We listen to the going to hell in the basket, as I said. Everybody carrying a basket. It's as you think you are. And if I can say it enough times to make you think, it means the next sentence, the next thought could change your life. The next sentence, the next thought could change your life. See, I repeated it right back so that I wouldn't forget it. Because I forget all this really easy. But I bring it all back in the morning. I get up in the morning. First thing I get this in order, and then the day works out fine. if I get up and I want to know it's like this, that then the day goes like that. And I'm thinking, well, no, wait a minute. If I wake up with a happy heart, my day goes great. If I wake up with a grumpy heart, then it goes like that. Well, why would I want to wake up that way? You have to ask yourself these questions because they're what you're doing. If you're experiencing it, you're doing it. You're saying it. Isn't that right?
I hope that this message is one of those messages that you're going to have to listen to repeatedly because there's so much that's been given. You've really opened up the schoolroom and you've taught class today. So I really appreciate that. We got about 8 minutes to go. So as we're winding down, being programmed. Now, of course, you talked about automatic, the habit, habitual thinking. That's the program that you're operating if you're
Yeah.
not living according to what it is that you want to create. But go on and talk about that for a moment.
Look, this is a dream. You're told to dream the dream. It didn't say dream the nightmare. It didn't say that. It says dream the dream. Now, if you can't dream better than yesterday, if you can't add something to it today, well, then you missed it. See, you're given to change the world that you're experiencing right here, and you're well, actually, you're doing so. If you're not enjoying it, then you are choosing a world you don't want to be in. Why are you choosing a world you don't want to be any part of? And then you all just start complaining about it. And since that is you using your say for terrible. So when you have all the nightmares, they fall right in line with what you're thinking during the day. You want to dream the dream, you start it while you're awake. You see, the people who only dream dreams at night miss it. It's the ones who dream the dream during the day that know what they're doing, know what they're thinking feelingly about, and approving of it. They have a wonderful day. So when I say have a wonderful day, I mean have a wonderful day. You can do so. It doesn't depend on anything going on in this world. Okay? I mean, look at little kids in these countries where half of them are starving to death. They're out there playing. They're out there playing, kicking a little ball. Maybe it isn't even a ball. I don't know, kicking something around. And they're all laughing and you shall become as little children. No matter what's going on around you, you're happy. They don't want to be happy. So because they don't go there. You don't want to be happy, but you can't even get out. But you can't. And it's really simple. We've told it to you over and over and over. And yeah, I know I repeat an awful lot of what I say, but everything that I keep repeating is something I understand that if you want to change your mind and change your world, you have to understand it yourself. I can't understand it for you. I can give it to you. I can share it with you, but I can't understand it for you. And that's what you do when you sit in a silence, think feelingly on the things that you desire, not on the things that you wish would go away. It's your thought that keeps it alive. Every time you think of a negative, you're keeping it alive. You're giving it another shot at another day because it has your attention. And what has your attention has your life. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
It really does. You can't say it enough. And what people don't understand is that in order to learn, repetition is necessary. That's how we get it.
That's how I got it. That's how I got it. If you listen to the Neville, he tells you that that's exactly what he did. He went over and over and over and those notes. And now since I've been going over and over these cassettes that I made back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And the thing of it is, what I did was I picked out the part that I'm giving you today. There was a lot of, well, information you didn't need. So I took it out. And the reason I did that is because I don't want you thinking about something when you could be thinking about everything properly, and you can do so. All you have to do is just pay attention. What has your attention has your life. Just stop and think, what am I letting my attention do? Because it's running your life. And yet you're the one in charge of it. So you have to forgive yourself for not paying attention to what you're allowing yourself to entertain as thought that you're experiencing that you don't like. It takes the same. Look, you're only operating one power. There is only one power. If God didn't do it, it wasn't done, right? So what do you want done? Think only on things that are lovely and of good report, and you'd have it. But we can't think only on things that are lovely and of good report, because that wouldn't, you couldn't do that. You wouldn't be able to function. But keep it to a minimum. I mean, a really small minimum. Be happy. You have to choose to be happy. If you're thinking about what you don't want, you're choosing to be unhappy. If you're choosing what you want, then you're choosing to be happy. And it's that simple. It had to be that simple. And you're told that ye shall become as little children to enter the kingdom of God. That means you're not afraid of anything. God didn't give you the spirit of fear. God didn't give you the spirit of sickness. You learn these. That's part of that bringing up, you know. But what were you exposed to? I can tell you, I remember where one place where we lived, there was this long porch in the apartments. And those women, man, they would get together and they would talk about horrible, how horrible a life they're living. This hurts, that hurts, everything hurts. And they'd say, oh, thank God. For what? I mean, he can only give you what you're thinking about. And they would, and each one would say, oh, well, yeah, you know, it was like that shark movie, Jaws, and they were on the boat. And the guy says, well, I got this one here. I got this scar right here under there. The guy said, oh, you think that's something, man? You want to see this one over here? Well, and how do you end up?
Bait.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you see, people don't believe it. They can't believe they have that kind of power. But there is only one. You understand? There's only, all the scriptures telling you, be it, be it. Choose this state, but be it. See, are you, if you're not being it, then you're being another it, and you want to get rid of the second it to be the first it. In other words, I am that I am. That is your, I'm decreeing it. That's so. And thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be so. But would you still be decreeing it tomorrow? See, that's what you have to ask yourself. I decreed it, and you're on schedule. You have a completed idea right there. But you see, that's what it means by the double-minded man. He can't accomplish anything because he starts it, but he stops it. He starts it and he stops it. Yeah, the thing of it is not how many times you stop it, it's how many times you start it again. And you only need one. If you get one more time. I don't know how many times I had a task that I could not complete, and I was washed up with it, ready to give it. I got one more time, and I did it. And I've done it time and time again. Reaching for something, you thinking you can become Plastic Man. You remember that one?
I do.
I like that guy. Yeah. He was great. But it seems that with all those comics that people would get in a state of mind of thinking that such things actually are, because actually they are true. I mean, they are possible. I mean, whatsoever, that was the potential of possibilities. And whatsoever includes everything. But you see, that's the whole point. That's why we keep telling you as you think you are, because if you're thinking negative, the power of God is behind that negative. But if you're thinking positive, the power of God is behind that positive. So you can't fail. See? And that's the only, well, actually, I think John Paul said it. There's no hell.
Yeah.
But boy, they sure shut him up fast.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him in the casket fast enough. You just blew the whole thing for us.
Absolutely. Well, sir, it's been a pleasure.
I'm sorry I didn't give you much time to say anything.
Didn't require it.
Okay. Good show. Good show.
We'll talk to you later.
Good show.